Rock and roll. Okay, so I'm going to be giving you a background of a story background of Dragon Commander. So basically, the game takes place many eras before all the other Divinity games, and it basically plays during the height of technology and magic of Rivellon. So you'll see a lot of technological things combined with magic. The player is a young prince, a Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight is a warrior that can shapeshift into a dragon at any point. The empire that your country belongs to has been forcefully subjected to a new religion, and your father paid the price with his life for defying this new religion. So it's the player's goal actually to avenge his father and free the countries of Rivellon. And you do this by applying brute force, taking over countries one by one, and forging political alliances and so forth. Basically pulling the right strings to get the right results. So the first thing you'll be seeing here is the Raven. This is the mothership of the player. Here you'll be talking to different characters on board, your princesses, your generals and such. And first of all, we're going to talk to the Elf Counselor, see what he's got to say. And the Elf Counselor is actually in an interesting situation. The Empire is heavily outnumbering us with their troops, right? So there have been suggestions to actually draft prisoners into the army so that we can use them as additional troops and forces as well. Now the Elf doesn't really agree with this because he's pointing out that our troops will then consist of thieves, rapists and murderers, but I'm going to need the units, so I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Again, from his reaction, it's really noticeable that he doesn't like the choice we've made. Having made that choice, I get a card. If I made a different choice, I would have gotten a different card, but this card allows me to summon an additional unit during the tactical map, so it's like a favor that you can call in at any point. And we're going to go over to the bedroom now to meet the princess. This is the Princess Lohanna, and Lohanna is actually the reason why I have such a good relationship with the elves. Lohanna is a very kind and concerned person. She's actually concerned about our wounded soldiers, and she's asking me to allow these the one god religion priests to heal our units. Now, these one god religion priests are the people that are responsible for the death of my father, and also they have a very strange toll they require for the healing of these units. They want to collect the children of the land to take them to the Isle of Eternity so they can brainwash them and do all kinds of funny things with them. So we're going to say absolutely not, I don't need these units to be healed if that's the toll. And she understands, and she gives me a card. This is the Wrath of the Seven Gods card. The Seven Gods religion is what we're supporting, and the elves as well. And this particular card increases the damage output of my units by 40% when it is used. So we're going to go over to the war room to access the tactical map, and I'll show you how the campaign unfolds and how the cards are used. So if we zoom out here, this is the 5th turn. You can see that the blue bordering countries are my countries, and I already own a couple. The red bordering countries are the enemy countries. And what we are going to do, we're going to use the units that we have in Crownsford to attack Grimland. And could you keep it down, please? So okay, we're going to attack Grimland, and we're also going to use a card, the Imposter ammo. It's a special type of ammo for the dragon that kicks a lot of ass, so it's really useful to always have it in. And then I'm going to end the turn. So when you end the turn, you can see that the Empire is creating units, moving them around. And basically, the heaviest units of the enemy are in the north, in the Undead lands, and those take quite a while to actually reach me. So for now, we're actually pretty safe. So I'm going to start the battle. And I'll show you how the dragon mechanics work and the real-time strategy. So this is the dragon. First I'm going to enter the 3D strategy view, and I'm going to command these units to go up to the north. If I go to the top view, I can show you the situation. There's an enemy base here in the north. I'm going to assault it with my artillery units, so I'm going to send them on to attack that, and maybe have these guys attack the incoming force. And with my dragon, I'm going to go there and try to help them out. So I'm going to spawn here with the dragon. As you can see, the dragon has a jetpack. The jetpack allows me to slow down time so I can evade bullets. Also, the jetpack allows me to rocket my way around the level at a real high pace. The beam you're seeing here attaching me to the enemy unit is actually an anti-dragon upgrade of the unit. So all the units have their own tech tree and also their upgrades. And these anti-dragon upgrades actually really help in defending your units against the dragon, especially handy in multiplayer. So now I'm going to use my Imposter ammo, the card I just used, and as you can see it does quite some damage. It takes care of a lot of units around. And I'm going to move in to take care of this tank unit of the enemy. Now if we go back to the strat view, my guys are actually doing a pretty good job. And I'm moving these guys in here so that they can protect against incoming attacks from the east. And we can actually join in and distract the anti-air cannons as well while they kick their ass. So this has actually went pretty well. All right, so we managed to take care of this. And normally, if you would play this normally, you would take care of the rest of the units on the screen. But we're just going to go ahead and cheat so we can end this battle, and then I can tell you what consequences this actually had. So we're going to get back to the Raven, and we're going to show the battle result. And as you can see, we've taken over this country. This is the first country we've taken over on the Dwarven continent. So all these red-colored countries are actually Dwarven lands. And this has certain implications. So once you take over the first country of a race, they board a counselor. So if you go to the throne room now, then next to my Elven counselor, there's a Dwarven counselor. And actually what's going on here is the elf immediately opens a dialogue with me and he tells me, like, do not pay attention to the dwarf, don't listen to him, whatever he says. So we're going to find out what the dwarf is actually saying. And when we talk to him, we actually find out that he's offering the hand of the Dwarven princess, Ida, in marriage. So this is actually pretty bad, because if we marry Ida, we have to divorce Lohanna, which is the Elven princess. So that's why the elf was so upset with it. But on the other hand, because we're invading the Dwarven territories, it will really help us to have the Dwarven attitude on our side. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. We also get a politics card. It's an attitude booster, so whenever you get cards like these, you can actually boost the attitude of certain races. And we're going to go over to the bar to actually get a feeling of what the other factions think of the choice we made. So I'm going to talk to the Undead Counselor. And the Undead Counselor is actually really unhappy with this. So the Undead are very religious characters. They're very fundamentalist religious characters. And he's telling me it's absolute shameless that you've broken the sacred bond of marriage for the sake of politics. So he's really not happy with this. This choice made a dent in our relationship with the Undead. But when we talk to the imps are real scientists, right? So they're real technocrats. Their only goal in life is to build explosives and to discover new rockets and things like that. And personally, he really liked Lohanna, but from his answer, it's obvious that his faction doesn't really mind. They don't care about social conventions. So that's pretty good here. If we go back to the war room and access the tactical map, I can show you what the actual results of this choice were. So these are the Dwarven lands, right? The red colored countries, and there are these icons with a fist on them. So because of the attitude shift that we got through the marriage, the dwarves like us, but they dislike their owners. So these countries are in revolt. And when a country is in revolt, it actually doesn't produce any units, it won't generate any cash flow, and the owner won't be able to get any bonuses from the countries he owns. So in multiplayer, it's also very fun to actually shift these attitudes around, because you can really screw people over with these things. And but it works two ways, right? So because we actually made the dwarves happy, but we also divorced the Elven princess, so our Elven country is also revolting. The only way you can actually, solve revolts is by putting enough military presence on those countries so it gets suppressed, or you can use a card, or you can try to shift the attitude of the race you're dealing with. Now this was Dragon Commander in a very short time. I'm going to quit this and start the multiplayer game together with my lovely assistant Octave, lead QA at Larian. And he's actually a very hardcore StarCraft 2 player. He's violent, competitive, compulsive. Yeah. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is we're going to play against each other, and he's going to try to swamp me with his units, and in the meantime I'm going to try to build static defenses to repel him with. So I'm going to start out with taking care of my economical situation. So I'm going to build mines, and I'm going to expand my building area platform to the east, and I'm going to start building my static defenses here. Now these static defenses, they cost money. As you can see in the top, this is actually my cash flow, and once all the mines are operational, I can really start building. As you can see, Octave is already coming my way, so I'm gonna have to start arranging my units. So I'm gonna make some selection sets here with which I can control them, and this should help me fend the coming attack easier.
I started out by making factories instead of going for the economical thing. So I hope to have enough units to take down his base, but he already has defenses up. I'm also trying to take down his artillery. But he will try to get me again. So if your dragon dies and you have enough money, you can respawn immediately. But if you don't, you have to wait a while. You can also distract his turrets so they don't hit my units. Ah, Jesus.
Of course, I'm the defending party here, so the only thing I need to do is to anticipate his attacks and build more defenses.
My fighters are coming. Ah, you took out my artillery.
That was my artillery, baby. Oh yeah. It's over, Octave. It's over. Okay, we successfully managed to repel his attacks way before it actually arrived.
I'm still here.
No, you're not. It's over. Okay, so.
Yeah, since the first wave of attacks wasn't that good, he's ahead economically, and I won't be able to catch him again.
So yeah, we defeated him, as he said, because his first wave failed, and I'm ahead economically, so I can build more units and eventually win from him. So that was Dragon Commander in a nutshell.
Great.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Thank you. Oh, question?
Questions, of course, yes.
I was told this has like a lot of RPG elements and that kind of role-playing, like deep experience. Where does that really come in the gameplay? I mean, in the game itself.
Well, the thing is that we got all these characters, right? So all these characters on board, they have their own background. These are like generals. These are special type of units that are available on the battlefield, right? These guys all have their own story arcs and backgrounds and their characters. And actually, every time you get back on board, you actually get to talk to them and make decisions and help them actually guide them in developing their character. Every time they get past the milestone in their character arc, they actually unlock things that they can use in the battlefield, right? So we've got the lizard, for instance, Edmund. He's a very racist character. He really hates everyone except lizards. And the only reason why he respects you is because you're half dragon. And you can actually help him to become a more intolerable character that is even a worse racist, or you can actually help him to become very tolerant against other races and become, you know, more of a team player. And we also, we got Catherine. She's like a very feministic, pro-feministic character, and helping her go through her arc will also unlock stuff for them, for her characters. And of course, coming back to your question, we also have our counselors on the wall. So these are all the different counselors. You met the undead and the imp and the dwarf and the elf, but every once in a while you get questions that are really important for the character arcs of these races. And these questions really require you to sacrifice a lot, but when you go through the entire sequence of these questions, you actually unlock pretty good things that you can use on your tactical map and on the dragon game. So all the RPG elements of the game do tie into the tactical map and of course the progress of your dragon as well. All your upgrades coming from the dwarves, the new weaponry coming from the imps and all those kind of stuff. So really going along and role-playing will help you unlock better things, cooler things. They will block off certain story events, open up others. So that's where actually the RPG gameplay comes into play.
Awesome. And you could field like one commander per battle, or?
At the moment, no, you can have actually a couple, but they also have their own story arc, so sometimes they won't be available. So depending on what happens, for instance, Henry, at a certain moment, his daughter is in danger, and he'll just, he won't be in the game for about 5-6 turns. but he'll come back stronger and better and kicking more ass.
All right, awesome.
You can actually help the team to go after him, or you can block the team and say like, no, we all stay here and we fight on. If you actually have your team go after him, you turn him into more of a team player, because he's a Han Solo kind of character. He doesn't care about anyone except for himself. But these situations actually allow you to sacrifice some things to develop his character further. So yeah, these are actually the deepest characters we ever made. I mean, we've been making RPGs ever since, but because you come back every turn and meet these characters, they're quite complex. I mean, on average, an RPG has about 80, 90 characters, and every one of them should have a quirk or an eccentricity that people like. But here they just need to be good, because otherwise you won't have fun coming back.
Obviously you've got cards, you have RPG elements. Are you going to expand the world at all into other forms of medium? Like, will there be a trading card game? Will there be a tabletop RPG or a graphic novel? Like,
well, yeah, that's the thing. Like Sven, my boss, actually forced us to make the tactical map bit, because he's a real hardcore board game player, right? And first we had the tactical map as an addition and a part of the game, and he said like, I want to have fun playing that without the rest of the game. I was like, yeah, okay, Jesus, but then we have to redesign the whole thing. And he was like, yeah, fine, whatever, redesign it. So then we spent a couple of months playing it, developing it and stuff. So now the tactical part is really fun to play without the rest of the game. And we also want to give people the option to play that apart from the rest of the game. So it's possible, it's possible that it might be a board game or stuff, but didn't get that from me. Not on camera.
All right, we'll cut that part out.
It's not confirmed.
What platforms again?
It's PC and Mac at the moment.
Oh, awesome. So you're going to launch on...
But we do have joypad support for OnLive and Gaikai.
Oh, great. And you're going to launch on Mac and PC at the same time?
I guess so. I don't know. The engine runs on both platforms.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
I'm guessing so, but I don't know. You'll have to ask Sven. You can't take my word for it.
Okay.
Don't take my word.
Great. Thanks, man. Well, I'm guessing this game is like unbelievably long, because it seems like there's a lot of depth here. Like, how long do you think it'll take you to get through?
We don't know. We're still fooling around with that. So we actually don't know how long a turn will take, because we have a whole system that picks the right situations for the right turns. And yeah, I've got no idea. Personally, I would like the game to be about 40 turns-ish. There's about 35, 36 countries on the map now. So, and the AI actually fights back and takes countries back, so I really don't know. I don't know how long it would be. We'll find out.
It'll be like a big meaty campaign for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We don't make small games. We're not all about 8 hours.
Awesome.
We're the 100-hour type.
Great, thank you.
All right, cool.
Looks really cool.
Excellent.